Hey kiddos, for one of our last activities for today, I thought it would be fun to do another rainbow experiment. Remember, when we do an experiment, we follow four steps. We have number one, our materials. Number two, our procedure, the different things that we're going to do to set up our experiment. Number three, we make some predictions. And four, we have a conclusion. We figure out what happened and maybe why it happened. So for our rainbow experiment today, let's go over number one, the materials, okay? So for this experiment, you need some water. You need some containers. I just have some old yogurt containers that I washed out. I have 4 here. And then you'll need some food coloring. You're going to need the primary colors. Do you remember our primary colors? Red, yellow, and blue. Yeah, we're going to need those 3 colors. You will need some paper towels and then a pair of scissors. Okay, so what I'd like you to do, number 2, is the procedure, the steps that we're going to follow. First of all, I want you to take those 4 containers and I want you to set them side by side like this, okay? And then I want you to pour a little bit of water into each, probably about ½ an inch deep, parents, if you're helping with this. So we're gonna pour a little bit of water into this one and a little bit of water into our second one. And then some water into our 3rd container and our 4th container. Awesome. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to take your red food coloring and I want you to put a couple drops of that in your 1st container. Our 1st container is going to have red water. Our 2nd container is going to have yellow. So I want you to put a couple drops of yellow into your 2nd container. And then I want you to put some blue food coloring in your 3rd one. And then in our last container, I want you to put some red again, okay? We're gonna put some red drops into our last container. So we've got red, yellow, blue, and red again. And I'm gonna show you what mine looks like. You can see those colors there. The water is turning red, yellow, blue, and red. Awesome. Well, that was the first part of our experiment. Now what we need to do is we need to take our paper towels that you have and we need to cut them into some short strips. You want the strip to be about 6 inches long, parents, or boys and girls, maybe about as long as your mom or dad's hand, or just a little bit longer than your hand, okay? So I'm gonna take my paper towel and I'm gonna cut a couple more strips from my paper towel. Okay, awesome. Now, in just a moment, what we're going to do is we're going to be taking these strips of paper towels and we're going to put one end into the red water and the other end into the yellow water. Now, before we do that, I want you to do number 3. I want you to make a prediction. What do you think is going to happen when you put that strip of paper towel into the red and the other end in the yellow? What do you think is going to happen? I know that when I use paper towels here at our house, I usually use them to clean up a mess. Have you ever cleaned up a mess with some paper towels? Yeah. And what happens with the liquid that might be on the ground or on your counter when you wipe it with the paper towel? Does the paper towel soak it up? Yeah, that's what it does over here. So I wonder if the paper towel will soak up some of the red and soak up some of the yellow. And if it's gonna soak up both of those colors, red and yellow together, does that do anything? Does that make anything? Are you thinking? Are you making some predictions in your mind? Maybe telling mom or dad or brother and sister what you think is going to happen? That's what a good scientist does. Okay, well, we are ready to do that last step. We're going to take our paper towel strips and put one end in the red and one end in the yellow. And then I'm gonna put my next strip, I'm gonna put it in the yellow and into the blue, yeah. And then for my blue cup, I'm going to put one end of a paper towel in the blue and one N in the red. Yeah. Now, I'm just going to let this sit here for a while, and I'm going to observe or watch with my eyes to see what happens. And that's what a good scientist does. They observe and they watch. They use their sense of sight to see what happens. They might even use their sense of hearing. They might use their sense of touch or taste. In this experiment, we don't need to use our other senses. We just need to use our sense of sight. Ooh, and what I'm noticing happening is that this side of my paper towel is starting to turn a little red. Yeah, I'm going to show you. I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but it looks like my paper towel over here is turning a little bit of red, but the paper towel part that is in the yellow is turning a little yellow. And this one over here, I see that this side's turning blue and this side's turning red. I know that when you mix primary colors together, they can make secondary colors. Yeah, you can make orange, green, and purple. I wonder if we let these paper towels sit for a while, I wonder if the red water will soak up and the yellow water will soak up and will meet in the middle. And when they meet in the middle, I wonder if they'll make orange. Wouldn't that be so cool? Well, I want you to try this experiment out. If you're noticing that the colors aren't really soaking up in the paper towels, maybe add a couple more drops. Yeah, add a couple more drops of red food coloring into the red container. Maybe add a couple more drops of yellow into the yellow water. You can do that. You can add a little bit more in there. Make sure moms and dads help you with this. And then I want you to be a scientist and observe and watch to see what happens. And then once you see what happens, I want you to do number 4. I want you to see if you can make a conclusion. What happened and why do you think it happened? Okay, have fun with this rainbow experiment today. Bye, friends.